It ain't all fun and games. Let me just tell you, it's not all fun and games. And so, what I'm going to do with you, I'm going to tell you what it's really like, to be a rich dad advisor to Robert Kiyosaki. And in it, you're going to learn 8 habits that'll make you very, very rich. And by the way, if you want to build, as we're all entrepreneurs, if you want to build a scalable entrepreneurial business, then you go to blairsinger.com/plan. And and let us know, make an appointment. One of our team will sit down with you and help you, show you the pathway to get there. And we'd happy, and then we can decide if we want to work together. But to understand that these are the secrets of being a rich dad advisor. The other thing I was thinking of calling this was Confessions of a Rich Dad Advisor. Many of you know that I've been with Robert Kiyosaki. We've been friends since 1980. 1980. I first became an advisor in the late 90s, and the rest of the team came on a couple of years after that. We've been together for over 20 years. 20 years. So I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to let you know what Robert Kiyosaki's really like. I don't know that anybody's ever done this. So this may get banned on Twitter. This may get banned on Facebook, or Robert might show up at my door, and screaming, yelling, and want to beat the crap out of me. I have no idea, but I don't think so. And I think that there's some great lessons. And by the way, share this video with other people, subscribe. We have a limit that we've got a goal we're trying to get to, and we just need a few more people. So please share, like it, subscribe to the platform that you're on, and check out the links. There's some really great material out there. Okay. So please do that. Please do that. Okay. So number one, what's Robert Kiyosaki really like? Okay, what's he really like? Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say that to the end. And I'm going to let you judge what you think he's really like. He's kind of bigger than life for a lot of people, but I knew him when we were both flat broke, struggling entrepreneurs trying to figure out how to pay our own rent and put gas in our cars. Okay, so again, you'll figure that out. Okay, so number one, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Now, what do I say? It's a challenge. And I said, it's not always happy camp. I started with that. It's not always good times, right? It's a challenge. Why is it a challenge? It's a challenge for several reasons. Number one is that we study. We study as a group. And I got to tell you, it's even stressful. We study videos, books, podcasts, recordings, information from other people, and we study as a group intently every single week. The last 2 years, we've been meeting every single week to study the latest on economics, politics, wealth building, health building, relationship building, personal development training, just about anything that you can think of. Why? Because Robert is an adamant student. He's probably one of the best teachers in the world, but he's an amazing student. He studies things intently. He didn't do well in school, but he's a great student. And so he shares these things with us. We share them with each other, and we have to show up every Thursday when we meet, not only having watched the information or read the information, but studied it, be prepared to discuss it, rip it, and pull it apart. So it's stressful. We put in hours every week, every single one of us, just studying. Why? For no other reason than to just get better. So what's the lesson? You've got to be an insatiable student about your craft, what it is that you do, and always want to get better, and be part of a group that holds you accountable to learn it. Okay. It's not, a lot of things happen, but there's no advisor that shows up to that call that is not prepared to study it. Why? Because we want to, not because anybody's going to scold us, although that could happen. Okay. But we want to. So that's number one. Number two, being an advisor is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. You've got to, and this is a little bit about Robert, you've got to be ready for immediate and very, very direct feedback. And that's not just from Robert, but that's from any other advisor at any time, 24/7. Now, why is that? Well, you say, well, why do you do that? Because we want to be the best we can be. And you got to ask yourself, who do you hang around with? Who do you hang around with? Okay. So if you want to be successful, you got to hang around with people that are going to tell you the truth. Okay. That are going to tell you the truth. And it can come anytime, and it can come any place. You could be on a stage, and we could all be on a stage in front of 5,000 people. And if somebody's not in line or they're not being their best, Robert or somebody else will stop and call bullshit on it right then and there and say, come on, that's not that, you know that you're better than that. Do that again or something like that in front of everybody. People go, oh my God, why would you do that? Because that's part of our ritual. Okay. If you're going to be rich, you got to be able to take direct, unabridged, unbiased feedback. And the problem is most people say they want the feedback, but when it comes, they don't like it, or they try to make excuses around it. And when you get the feedback, whether you agree with it or not, you just shut up. If Ken McElroy tells me something I don't agree with, I just shut up and I listen, because somewhere in there, he picked up on something that's going to make me better. And I'm going to do the same for him. I'm going to do the same for Garrett, do the same for Josh and Lisa Landon. And that's the culture that we have. So this is not for the faint of heart. If you just kind of want to hang out and all that stuff, that's not what being an advisor is about. And I suggest that as you create your own holistic learning unit like we have, you'll set up the same kind of rules. Okay, number three. Being a rich dad advisor is like being around the smartest human beings on the planet. Each one of these advisors, whether it's Andy or Garrett or Tom or Josh and Lisa or Ken or Robert or Kim, Rada and Nicole, these people in their field are the smartest people I've ever met. And every advisor will tell you this. Even though they're all very successful entrepreneurs, they'll say, you know what? I'm just fortunate to be on this team. I can't imagine. I think I'm the stupidest person on this team. Everybody else is so smart. But that's what everybody says about everybody else. Why? Because going back to that point, we're all students and we want to learn. Okay. And so whether it's law, whether it's taxes. And by the way, one thing you want to know about advisors, I was going to do this really quickly, is Tom Wheelwright is known for tax, but he's also a master of building wealth. Ken McElroy is known for a real estate advisor, but probably one of the most brilliant entrepreneurs on how to scale an entrepreneurial business in a very short period of time. You know, Garrett is a great attorney. He understands intellectual property and protection. But what you don't know about him, he's a prolific author. He's written 8 or 9 books. He's a film director. Why? Because his whole passion is about making information easy for people to understand and getting it in their hands. I could go down the list. Probably Nicole. She's a nurse practitioner, but she's probably one of the leading experts in the world on reverse aging. Her and her partner, Rada. Okay. I could go on and on and on. So these are amazing people that study lots of different things. Okay. All right. Number 4. So again, who do you hang around with? You hang around people that are smart. You're smarter than them, or they're smarter than you. I suggest you pick people that are smarter than you. Okay. Number 4, expect random phone call at any moment in time. Expect a random phone call. What's that mean? That means, remember we said about being accountable and having the pressure on and showing up prepared and things like that. Okay. So this means that at any time of day, the phone might ring, your cell phone might ring, or get a text message. And it could be any one of the other advisors asking you not only a question but giving you some feedback. I remember being in Vietnam a couple of years ago, and my phone, I had the ringer on, and the phone just kept ringing. It was the middle of the night. It kept ringing. I tried to ignore it. Okay. And finally, I just picked it up, and it was Robert. I go, Robert, what do you want? He goes, where are you? I go, I'm in Vietnam. He goes, oh, what time is it? I said, it's 3:00 in the morning. He goes, okay, fine. I got to ask you, blah, 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 blah. And that's a team. Anytime, any place, phone call. I could expect him to show up my door over all the years we've been friends at any moment in time to either congratulate me or read me the riot act about how I need to get better in what I'm doing, or to congratulate me on something that we did that was awesome. Okay. So expect random phone calls. So what have we covered so far? Number 1, it's a challenge. It's an educational challenge. We study hard. We study hours every week, and we show up ready and prepared and under pressure to do our best to understand it and then help each other understand things better. Number 2, I said it's not for the faint of heart. You got to be willing to take direct feedback, direct, unbiased, unabridged, sometimes crude feedback, get past the way it's delivered and get the message of what is being delivered. Okay. Got to be around, be willing and have ego-less, so you can be around the smartest people in the world and people that are always smarter than you, and be ready and be willing to offer the support of of calling somebody at any time, any day to help them or to be someplace. Robert said one time he was in Brazil and he was in trouble. He was in front of a room of several thousand people. It wasn't going well. I'm not going to get into all the stories. He called me. I was in Phoenix. He goes, "Do you have any of your certified trainers in Brazil?" I go, "I got one." He says, "Can you get some others over here quickly?" And I know I had Alfredo in Mexico. I had Alan Hill traveling from London to Brazil at the time, and a couple other people. And I said, they can be, this was on a Friday. I said, they can be there Monday. He goes, "Great. I need them here on Monday." So they show up and they went on stage, and Robert asked them some questions. And he said, he asked them this question. He goes, "Did I pay you guys to be here?" They go, "Nope." Do you get any benefit out of being here?" I go, "Nope." He says, "So why are you here? Why are you here on the stage? Why did you come all this way, spend all this money, get on airplanes to come here just to be on the stage for a few minutes?" You know what they said? They said, "Mission. It's our mission." That's a team. And he looked to the crowd. He goes, "That's a team. That's a team." And so what I'm saying here is this, is be ready to give and to receive the random phone call, because it's the random phone call that could make a difference in your life. And they turned the whole program around. It was amazing. Okay. So that's 4. By the way, I hope if this is interesting, give me some comments about it. If you have questions for the advisors, let me know. By the way, if you go to BSTA TV, let me see if I got one. BSTA TV, here it is. BSTA.tv. We have some incredible one-of-a-kind videos and masterclasses from each of the advisors there. And if you want to go check it out, just go there. There's a lot of free content there. BSTA.tv.com. Okay. Not .com. Sorry. BSTA.tv as it shows on the screen. Okay. All right. Number 5. No slack. Being an advisor is no slack. You got to be your best at all times. There's no downtime. If you're on stage, whether you're on a podcast, whether you're studying, whether you're with clients, no matter what it is, always strive to be your best. There's no, well, if you're going to take a break, disappear from the planet for a while. That's okay. But if you're in action, there's no slack whatsoever. Okay. Never settle for second best. Never say, "Well, I'm just not smart enough." As an advisor, that's never an excuse, because you know what? My wealth and the wealth of every single advisor in that group is somehow linked to another advisor in that group, whether it's property, real estate, taxes. We do business together and we refer business to each other. And the other part of it is, I was going to say number 7. Number 7 is network. The network of the advisors is pretty sacred and pretty important. And I'm at a stage in my life where I'm not going to read anything. I'm not going to invest in anything. I'm not going to do probably hardly anything in business that I don't run by at least one of them, or that I don't do on the referral from one of them. And a lot of them are the same with each other. And why is that? Why recreate the wheel when your friends are your advisors, or your friends are your advisors? Okay. Do you have those kind of people in your midst? And do you set that kind of a thing up for yourself? Okay. The other thing, number 6, or that was number 6. Sorry. Number 7, generous. One thing about Robert Kiyosaki, I might well say it here. Number 6, what's he like? Okay. I wrote down several G's. He's generous. See, people don't understand. He's very gruff, seemingly, but he's the most generous person I've ever met. The amount of what he does for other people in terms of education, in terms of contributions. I went to him and I said, "Look, I'm launching my new book, Summit Leadership." And I said, could you do a 30-minute promo, for the website? And he goes, "Sure." So we went into a studio. We didn't do a 30 second. I wanted a 30-second promo video. So what do we end up with? A 30-minute webinar that we're cutting into 4 pieces, turning into another masterclass. But that's Robert. That's what he does. Is if he feels that you're part of the team, he feels you can trust you, the door is open. The door is open. And you have to ask yourself, in your midst, do you have that level of trust? Is there a level of trust that people are willing to do whatever it takes to support you? And are you willing to support them at that level? So he's generous. He's a genius. One of the reasons we all hang out there is because when he researches stuff and he's looking into the economy and the politics and into wealth building and what's working, what's not working, the man is amazing. I've seen him in rooms where there were 5,000, 6,000 people in the room, and he could stand on stage, not even being able to see the back of the room and sense what's going on. He goes, there's people in the back of the room that are discussing blah, 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 blah. I go, how do you know that? He goes, I can see it. I can feel it. They're right over there. Let's address it. And we address it and turn the tide of the whole program. He's an educational teaching genius. He's a genius. He's generous. He's giant, bigger than life. Okay. He's a guru. We study Eckhart Tolle. We study karma. We study great authors, great spiritual leaders, as much as we study wealth building. So we study all of those things. And the final G, he's a great friend. He's a great friend. He's stuck by me through thick and thin, as he has done with every single one of the advisors. He would give his shirt off his back for the people that he trusts and the people that trust him. Okay. All right. That was number 7. Number 8. It's hilarious. To be a rich dad advisor is hilarious. So what's the lesson? You got to have fun. And we have a blast. At one point before COVID, when we were traveling around the world in teams and talking to people, the stories and whether it was in Russia, whether it was in Peru, whether it was in Mexico, whether it was in South Africa, wherever it was, Czech Republic, amazing stories that were gut-splitting, funny things that have happened to us. And why? Because we're all entrepreneurs. Alone, any one of us might not have done the things that occurred there, but because we were in a group and there's safety in numbers, we pushed the envelope a bit and produced amazing results, turned amazing dead rooms around, and just some incredibly funny things. And if you cannot laugh, you have no business being an entrepreneur. You got to have fun. You got to have fun. What else can I say about the advisors? Is that we're all passionate about freedom. We're all passionate about being entrepreneurs and having the freedom to be who we want to be and to help other people. We're all passionate about being teachers. The only thing that makes any one of the advisors happier than doing well is watching our students do well. And that's very, very rare to find. The other thing is these guys are real teachers, real entrepreneurs. These are not people that studied something and then talk about it. These are people that have been through every single one of them been through multiple economic cycles, multiple interest rate increases and crashes, have done all these things and built their business, survived their business, took their business from verge of bankruptcy to success, done all these things. These are what I call real teachers. Not that other teachers aren't teachers. They're good teachers, but there's something about teaching entrepreneurship from an entrepreneur that's been there, done that, still doing it, still growing it, still scaling it. That's what these guys are about. And again, if you're interested in learning something about that, go to bsta.tv, and check out some of the free trials, free information. By the way, all the videos that are there, most of them, I think none of them are on YouTube. And we add 10, every month we add 10 new videos, and every month we take out 10 videos that are already in there. So we're constantly replacing it. Again, bsta.tv. Okay. The final thing I'm going to say is that on your road to becoming an entrepreneur, there are a lot of things you could do, but I'm just going to review the things that are important to hear. Number 1, challenge yourself and educate yourself and hold yourself accountable to it. You can never learn less. You can only learn more. Number 2, make it edgy a little bit. It's not for the faint of heart. Make it a little tough on yourself. As long as you trust and you have good agreements with everybody, push each other, okay? Not for the faint of heart. Number 3, be around the best people. Be selective who you have on your team and make sure that everybody's getting benefit out of it, okay? Number 4, be ready and willing to give the random phone call, the random text any time of day and night, 24/7 to support somebody in need or to be able to be supported if you have the need, okay? No slack. Be your best. Number 6, be generous. Be generous. Give to others. Wealthy people, there's a narrative out there that wealthy people are greedy, and that's not my experience. There are a few for sure, but there are also poor people that are greedy, okay? But my experience of most wealthy people, particularly entrepreneurs, they're extremely generous, and they love to share their wealth of knowledge and money and whatever it is that they can share. So be generous. Understand that most good deals are done through networks, not through Facebook. Okay, no offense, we're on Facebook, but most big deals, good deals are not done through Facebook. Most of those deals are done by word of mouth, referral, and other people. That's why that network's important. Okay, and have fun. Make sure that you have fun, because at the end of the day, it's your business, it's your life. If you're not having a good time, think about doing something else. One of my other friends, J.W. Wilson, did some amazing research on how our brain works. And we learn the things that are meaningful to us. What's meaningful to me may not be meaningful to you. What's meaningful to you may not be meaningful to Arnand and to Rashad on here, okay? So what is meaningful to you? And gravitate toward those things that are meaningful to you, because you will learn voraciously. You'll never get tired of learning. But if you're trying to learn something that you need to learn, but you don't want to learn, that's not a good formula. Unless you don't want to learn it, but you really want to learn it for the next thing that you got to do. Okay. So there's got to be meaning in your life. I hope that this is helpful. Maybe if you give me some response on this and tell me some of your comments, and you want to know more about being a Rich Dad advisor, or actually being if you're an entrepreneur and you want to be a real teacher with us, again, go to blairsinger.com/plan, and make an appointment. We'll talk about either scaling your business, or if you want to become one of our elite level 2 real teachers. And we've got couple hundred of them around the world that are just changing people's lives and making a lot of money. So I'd love to have you there. Please give us your comments, subscribe, like this, share this with other people. It's important to get this word out to people. It's important to let people know that entrepreneurs are generous, they're genius, they're students. We learn from each other. That nobody's a rocket scientist, and ego has no place in the middle of being successful. What takes its place is humility, study, trust, and love. Okay, so till next time, be your best and most amazing self. Love you guys.